Hi, this is the lesson number second in this series of British literature. And as we have talked about the period of Anglo-Saxon, how it was, how were the conditions at that time, and what were the major events that took place during that period, and what were the tribes, major tribes. So now in this lesson, we shall go further with the literature of that period. And that time, as I have mentioned before, that the poetry dominated at that time. So it was all poetry, and there were three kinds of poetry. The first one was the heroic poetry, related to any mythical figure or a hero, and then Christian poetry, based on the Christian religion or Christian major figures in the Christian religion, maybe. And then the third one was the lyrical poetry. So among the heroic poetry, the major name we have, and with that we shall start our journey. The name is Beowulf. Beowulf is a major work of that Anglo-Saxon period, and it is an epic heroic poetry. The author of this work is still unknown. Nobody knows who was, so it was anonymously written, and originally it had no title. And some more facts about this, that it is written in three parts. And the first part, first as an overview, I just tell you that in the first part, Beowulf, the hero of this poetry, he killed Grendel, the monster, the devil. And in the second part, it is about Beowulf killing Grendel's mother. So first Grendel was killed by the hero Beowulf, and in the second Grendel's mother was killed, and in the third part, uh, a dragon was killed. And in fact, of course, in the third part, Beowulf himself was also killed when he was battling with that dragon. So, and third thing, that is about how it started. It started in media res. Media res, we all know. Media res, when anything starts in the middle of the action. So you may have seen some movies or some work like the major work that is written by John Milton, Paradise Lost. It also starts in media res. So media res means when already something has happened and we are just given this. When it starts, we are just presented with the position, and then by the actions and by the narrations, we are told about what has happened in the past. So it started in media res. So now we'll just have an overview of this plot. What is the main plot of this? The central figure or the hero is the Beowulf, and the location is Denmark, Scandinavia. Scandinavia is the location in Denmark, and Beowulf is the hero of Geats. Geats, a tribe, you can say, and he was hero of them. How it started? What is the main plot? I just tell you. Hrothgar, the name of the king, Hrothgar, he was the king of Danes, and he had a wife. The name of the wife was Wealhtheow or Wealhtheow. Okay, in this work or in most of the Anglo-Saxon work, you will find that spellings are of a different kind. Somewhere you find one type, and in other way you find something different, and it will be confusing. And names were also confusing, not the traditional ones as we see in English. So that happens in every literature, in every language, when we talk about the ancient type or in ancient literature. So Hrothgar and his wife Wealhtheow, and they were to celebrate, and they were building a great hall. The name of that hall is given as Heorot. In that hall, they were celebrating whatever, and that time Grendel, the monster, attacked that hall, and he dislodged everything. He destroyed everything. He killed so many people. and as a result, Hrothgar felt helpless and he went to Beowulf, the Geat hero, and he promised to help him. So they then went on to make some plans, and again the king was in celebration. And at that time, again Grendel attacked, but that time Beowulf was there, and a severe battle took place between them. And eventually, Beowulf killed that monster Grendel. And after that, Grendel's mother. Now the second part starts. In the second part, we see that Grendel's mother came to know about this news when she found, and then she took the revenge of the death of her son. She killed Aschere. Aschere. And who was Aschere? He was a senior advisor of the king Hrothgar. And then Beowulf again went on to take the revenge, and he killed Grendel's mother. And when he was to kill Grendel's mother, another fellow, Unferth, a warrior, Unferth, okay, he was a helping hand to Beowulf. He helped Beowulf and gave him a sword at the right time so that he could kill Grendel's mother. So eventually the both giants, Grendel and his mother, were killed, and Beowulf became the king of Geatland. That is modern Sweden, or somewhere in modern Sweden. And later he became the king of Geatland. And the third part starts after this 50 years. After the death of Grendel's mother, then the third part starts after 50 years, and in that the third battle took place, and that battle take place between Beowulf and a dragon, and that dragon was too strong, and they took again a very competitive battle, and in that battle Beowulf eventually killed that dragon, but dragon also managed to wounded Beowulf severely and fatally, and finally as a result of that wound Beowulf also died. So when Beowulf died, in his respect, his attendants and his followers, they cremated his body and built a tower in that land in his memory. And apart from that, if one or two characters, if I forgot, I should tell you that there was one more character, that was Vigalf. Sorry, Vigalf. He helped Beowulf to kill that dragon. So Unferth helped Beowulf to kill the Grendel's mother, and Vigalf helped Beowulf to kill that dragon. And apart from that, one more thing I would like to tell you about Grendel's ancient past, and what were his ancestors, I would say rather. Who were the ancestors? So in biblical figures, in Bible we have Adam and Eve, and they had son Cain and Abel. Cain. And Cain was the ancestor of Grendel. So we can say that Grendel and his mother were the descendants of Cain. And apart from that, I should tell you some more points and related to the questions which were asked on the basis of this work. And one is that this work, it is survived in the manuscript called Novel Codex. So the original copy of this work survives in a manuscript, and the name of that manuscript means a writing. So name of that manuscript is Novel Codex. And J.R.R. Tolkien, a writer in the modern age, in the 20th century writer, he wrote an essay. And the name of that essay was On Translating Beowulf. In 1940, he wrote that essay on translating Beowulf. And William Morris, another writer, also wrote an essay, or rather a translation of Beowulf, William Morris. And one last question that we had from Beowulf, and that was Unferth. In fact, the wording of this question was quite ununderstandable. Maybe someone who knows the complete story of Beowulf can answer this, but I should recite the question before you. It was asked like Beowulf accused Unferth of killing his kith and kin and of provoking war atrocity. So whom Beowulf accused, and the answer was Beowulf accused Unferth for what? Killing his kith and kin and of provoking war atrocity. This was the question. Okay, if we go deep, we may find how it has some reference or what is the real connection of this question or with the concept of this poetry. So for the moment, I think it's enough in this, because this is only the major work in Anglo-Saxon. There are some other work. We shall finish those works in a single lesson. And thanks for the moment, and thanks a lot for watching this lesson. And further, I would like to tell you that if you are more interested in this, you may go to YouTube and you may find a movie by the name Beowulf. You can enjoy that, and by that movie you can get to know what was the main storyline of this poetry. Thanks a lot.